What's up, guys? It's a little bit dark, but here we are at Raiders headquarters, and I just want to give you guys the rundown on what happened today on day 2. If you guys haven't heard the news, the Raiders traded up for their wide receiver, right? A tight end, something that I talked about yesterday and earlier live streams in the pre-draft process. And I said if Michael Mayer's slipping down, they might climb back up into tail end of round 1, if not round 2, and go ahead and take the player, right? The BPA on their board, because again, you only have so many first round grades. I don't know their board, but if I had to take a guess, I had a round 1 grade on Michael Mayer. Maybe they did, so I'm not sure, but that's kind of my thinking on that. And look, it was a nice pickup by them. Nice inline blocker. He's tough. He's physical. He brings all the intangibles that you want from the red zone efficiency standpoint. And then also what people don't really take into account is how tough this guy is. Like, tough comes in all different sizes, shapes, and forms, but this guy, once he catches the ball, right, he doesn't go down easily, right? Like, he fights for extra yards. And people who say he can't run after the catch, man, I would somewhat disagree with that, because I think he does a really good job at that. So anyways, that was a good pickup on round 2. And then also they picked up Byron Young out of Roll Tide, Alabama. And again, spoke with him just like I spoke with Michael Mayer. And he talked to me about playing the piano along the defensive line because he's so versatile, right? So when you talk about the players they pick up, you talk about versatility, right? Versatility, they play in really big games. When it comes to like Trey Tucker, right? Versatility, that's another thing that you add to his game. He's tough, he's physical. And I asked GM Dave Ziegler in the post-game presser, I call it a post-game presser because, I mean, it's game time, right? So it's a pre-draft post-presser, but I say post-game presser, right? Could be a post-draft presser, whatever. I call it post-game presser. And I asked him, I said, hey, how hard is the evaluation process when you evaluate a guy who's 5'9", 181 pounds, but then still when you flip on the film, this guy just doesn't show any signs of that size, right? I think you look for that dog mentality. I think you look for a guy that really has that want to, going across the middle. Talked about Trey Tucker again immediately after he was drafted. We get to interview a lot of these players after they were drafted, and so that's how we kind of see this playing out. And he told me, like, you know, they come in all different shapes and sizes, right? And he plays with a chip on his shoulder, has a wrestling background, something that Trey Tucker told me when I asked him, hey man, you're going across the middle, you don't have alligator arms, right? So these are things that you look for in forming the Raider way here at Raider Way, right? And so again, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a quick rundown because I have to be back here at 9 a.m. And so I want to make sure that you guys know exactly my thoughts on the draft picks, because I'm sure you have all questions, and hopefully answering some of those questions as the drafts unfold. So again, a lot of good things talking about here, but yeah, I'm really excited. People are asking me for grades. I have to run more game film on this, but at the end of the day, this is how I see it playing out. GM Dave Ziegler stuck to his board, right? He stuck to his board, and it doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what you say or anyone else says. It's all about, you know, don't let the noise dictate your decision, right? Don't let the noise dictate your decision. And I like how GM Dave Ziegler stuck to his guns, went ahead, and he's making the picks that he thinks are the ones that are going to help this team grow, right? And whether I agree or disagree with the picks, mostly I agree with them, right? I agree with it. The Tyree Wilson one, I'll be on the fence on that one, right? Like 50-50 with the injury, and then, but you see potential. If he's the next Aldon Smith, hey man, I'm all good. But then that's kind of like the proverbial boomer bust prospect, right? So again, I can see why they drafted him. I'm not gonna say I don't like the move, but obviously, I wanted Paris Johnson Jr., I wanted Devin Witherspoon, but you know, you can't get those guys, man. I mean, the way the draft board fell, he stuck to his gun. So again, I hope Tyree Wilson balls out of control. I think he's going to have at least 6 to 8 sacks. And as a situational pass rusher, tweeted this out. I think Chandler Jones is going to mentor him. And then in the base defense, what you're going to see a lot of times is he, especially in training camp, right here, this is where we have training camp. And so you're going to kind of see him kind of learn the NFL game from Chandler Jones. And so too often people look at it and be like, oh man, like, that's not a good thing. And, you know, Chandler Jones sucks. But hey man, like, you have to understand the dynamic of what it does. Like, hearing it from a player's perspective as opposed to a coach, it just resonates differently, right? And so exactly, we talked about the different learning styles of different players and so forth. So again, all this plays a role, and you can see the mindset that GM Dave Ziegler, Champ Kelly, DeJuan Daniels, Andy Dengler, Brandon Yergin, Lenny McGill, all those guys, right? Sean Herock, all these guys are kind of forming the foundation of what they want here. And again, who am I to tell them that they're not doing a good job? Because I'm not. I'm in line with what they're doing. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm excited for day 3. Let's finish strong. That's it for tonight. I'm going to go home. Take care for now. Beast Rider out.